you want to have some level of preparedness in every place that you spend a lot of time. So just a few facts. Every 4 seconds, a theft takes place in the United States. Every 19 seconds, a violent crime. An assault happens every 29 seconds.
Wow.
Every 54 seconds, a robbery occurs. Every 2.5 minutes, there's a sexual assault. Every 5 minutes, there's a rape. And every 24 minutes, there's a murder.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Right? And those are 2014 statistics. The average response time to a 9/11 call by the police department, the best response time is 4 minutes in the United States, and the worst is over an hour. The worst is in South Dakota on Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, by the way. The average interaction time between a criminal and his victim is 90 seconds. So you can't count on the police being the people that are going to protect you. Very, very rarely. They're going to come after the crime and hope you hopefully solve it. Maybe get your purse back without any money in it, right? But you have to be prepared to protect yourself, okay? So I thought those were some pretty interesting statistics. I want to touch on situational awareness and potential distractions. This is never okay unless what my mom said. You're bolted, your doors are bolted, you got a dog at your feet. I've got probably, right or wrong, this sounds really extreme, but I don't want to come off, I don't want to lie to you. That's what we're here for. I'll put myself out there because of you. I've got a firearm, access to a firearm all the time. And then I can chill. I got my blade on me, I can chill. Right or wrong. That's what it takes for me. So that's when I'm unaware. And my unawareness is probably like your relaxed aware, right? And it's because of my experience, man. It changed my life forever. So let's think about distractions and things that would take us from a relaxed aware in a public setting and putting us here. I believe these are very common, and I'm just going to list them. Cell phones, texting or email, rushing or stress, digging through your purse or pockets, babies, small children, elderly, groceries, shopping bags, being polite or politically correct, which we discussed, iPods, earphones, and just the denial of a threat, not wanting to look paranoid or feel paranoid. Mm-hmm. Those are all major distractions that can take you in a public setting in a relaxed aware state down to the unaware, okay? When I start increasing levels, and when the guy at Walmart that Abdul mentioned made his mistake was, he didn't realize that there was two guys whispering and looking at him. He should have gone from relaxed aware to, orange. And the minute that they started walking towards him, he should have been in red. And before they were even within arm shot, he could have faked like he didn't see him and just thrown a massive elbow right into somebody's grill, right? And that was how he could have avoided that situation. Take one out, clean out, knock out all his teeth, and then have one guy to focus on, right? But he missed. He made 3 mistakes, 3 or 4 mistakes before they were even within arm's reach because he didn't see him talking, right? So understanding what you're going to do when you get to the red zone and what the black zone looks like. Being ready to, anybody that's ever taken a life, I've never had to do that, thank God. I hope I never have to do that. But I'm fully aware that if my primary protection is a blade, what that means, right? That means you're slippery and covered in some really nasty stuff, and it's really personal, and the sounds and everything is horrible, horrible. So I hope to God I never have to do that, and all those that have done it, I'm beyond grateful that they've done that in service for our country and for our protection and all those things. I get goosebumps still thinking about it, but I'm prepared to do that. I know that. And I might be cowering in a pool of my own problems. But I know that I made that decision where if it's my life or theirs, it's going to probably be theirs. By the time, if I'm here, most interactions that I have, if I define a threat, I'm going to get away from it. They're going to know they don't want to mess with me. By the time, I don't ever have to even get here anymore. Now that I'm trained, I don't have to go there. When I was young and dumb and thought I was a tough guy, I would get there real easy. Not anymore. So, understanding your triggers, understanding what you're willing to do, understanding the action versus reaction, taking action before you have to, being proactive as opposed to reacting to somebody that's already being aggressive, already coming at you, is a huge difference. Like, if in my mom's situation, if I'm running down the same sidewalk as these three guys walking towards her, okay, I can make the assessment way up there, 50 yards ahead of me. I'm going to cross over the other side of the road and I'm going to run up the other sidewalk. If they cross over, I'm already in the orange zone. If they've crossed over and changed to make sure that their path interacts with mine, I'm going to turn around and go before they even get within 50 yards of me. I'm going to cross over and have to see them make a conscious decision to get back into my line course of action before I get before they're even close enough to talk to me. Okay? So think about things like that, like being proactive and trying to assess in a non-obtrusive way to be able to assess somebody's intentions. You know, if you walk up to somebody and they're just walking down the street and you're always like getting out of the way, that's a problem, right? That's no way to live. But you know what? If somebody's walking down the street and you can feel that anger and their fists are clenched and their teeth are, and they're doing this, man, I'm getting out of the way, right? Or I may say to him, hey man, stay away from me, dude. I hope you have a better day. Stay 5 feet away from me. You know? Yeah. So things like that. Understanding body, you know, if somebody's got a watch on their left hand, they're right-handed. If their wallet's in the, you know, I want to stay away from their right hand. Because 95% are going to hit you with their strong hand. 8 out of 10 people are right-handed. So you always want to be staying away from people's right hand. That's a science. That's not an art, right? Understanding there's 8 out of 10 people are going to hit you with their right hand means that if I come into an interaction, I'm staying to my right. Always moving this way, right? Get away from me. Because I'm going to try to steer clear of those odds. I'm going to play those odds. And if I see a watch, if I see a wallet, right? If I see fists clenched, I'm going to try to gain as much information on a threat. Once I'm in the orange zone, man, I'm dialed in on that person, right? If I see somebody whispering, talking, and pointing at me in a bar, I'm leaving, first off. But I'm going to find the best course of action. If I have to walk out a door where an alarm goes off, I'll walk out that door, no problem, right? So, but I've already assessed who they've talked to. Yes, sir.
Why are you leaving?
Because I don't want to get into that interaction. I mean, if I can feel, I have emotional IQ. If I feel like somebody is going to get aggressive with me, I know the outcome. I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to send somebody to the hospital, or I don't want to end up in the hospital. It might be a guy like you, so I don't want to end up in the hospital.
So better to avoid it.
Oh, absolutely, all day, every day. And that's the best thing that came from training for me. It was because I was a kind of a hothead and a little loudmouth, and you know.
Yeah.
I think a vast majority of the tough guys that you'll run into are just like I was. They're convinced. They're convinced they're tough. Right?
Yeah. The best fights, the ones that never happened, according to martial arts.
You win 100% of them.
Yeah.
You win 100% of the fights that don't go down.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the power of learning that mentality, that avoid.
Yep.
Yeah, the power of mentality of using your mind first, like in martial arts. I'm just starting and I realize how much they put on the mind first.
Think about this, and that's a perfect intro to this thought, this concept. Predator versus prey. Predator always looks right at its prey, and a prey animal always has eyes on the side of its head. They're always looking down. They're always looking out the corner of their eye. If somebody's walking down and they're looking like they're engaging me, kind of like the lady in the dress and the high heels, if she walks by me like this, I know she's not afraid of me. So make eye contact. Don't be the person in the elevator that sits there and looks down. I'll get in or turn my back to a bunch of people. Man, I'm the guy that if I walk in last in an elevator, I'm gonna sit there and look at all of you. Like, I'm not gonna be the guy that turns my back. If I can be in the back of the elevator, you're not even gonna know I'm there. But I certainly am not gonna walk into an elevator and turn my back on a bunch of people.
Yeah. And don't let anybody walk behind you. You know, like sometimes you're walking on the street and it's dark, or even if it's light. And, you know, if you're not sure about that person, if that person is suspicious, stop for some reason. You know, you looking at something, stop and let them pass you. That's what I learned from the, you know, living in a big city. Like,
Sure.
you don't want anybody be behind you, especially if they are, you know, there is something going on. Like you said, emotional IQ.
Yeah. Being aware. Situationally
Yes, just
aware.
being aware. And I think what you just said, when you're in the elevator and you put all your guards down, you're completely unprepared if you're just hiding somewhere. You have to be ready.
Absolutely. Speaking of being ready, preparedness. I don't go anywhere without my dry bag. Nobody knows what's in my dry bag, but I'm gonna show you guys what I carry with me every single day, everywhere I go. Oops. Nothing in here can be broke. If it would, it'd already be broken. The only thing your body needs more than water is air. So I carry a filter and I can drink out of a puddle if I have to. Always.
Oh my God.
I got zip ties. I was a river guide. I use them all the time. Got a little dry case for my phone because communications and being able to communicate is extremely important, especially with today. I got light. I got a knife sharpener. I've got sunblock because I'm a ginger. Okay. I always carry a multi-tool, and it's a $5 multi-tool. But it's gonna work. It's gonna, you know, for a 72-hour situation, it's gonna work. And I got plastic bags, I got lighter, I got a little cash, right? I've got batteries, lots of Band-Aids, lots of prep pads and iodine and things like that. I've got sunblock, aspirin. I carry tampons. And you want to see a girl get nervous by having to borrow a tampon from me? But they also work for wound care. So, and then, you know, they're freaked out at first when I have them. Yeah, it's great dressing.
It is, it's good.
But it's also been handy before on a trip, right? On a kayak trip or whatever. I carry a well-supplied bag of nitrile gloves, a micro shield for CPR. I'm a wilderness first responder. Taken a ton of classes, most of them in the wilderness situations for, you know, how to deal with medical emergencies until an emergency person can show up. Antibiotics, lots and lots of batteries. What else? I think that's about it. And I carry that everywhere I go. So I've always got that. In my truck, I've got pictures here. Now there was no place for me to display it, but I carry a rain jacket. I carry MREs. I carry lots of straps and water. I carry tools with me at all the time, and then I have a kit that I keep in my vehicle that has, if you can see, you can't really see it, but I'll explain it to you. A similar bag to this, but then I also carry musculoskeletal repair kits like a splint and wraps and triangular bandages. I carry a big bag of Band-Aids, all sizes and shapes and colors and whatever. Duct tape, electrical tape, glow sticks, P-cord, parachute cord, like lots of rope, 100 foot of paracord, carabiners, tools, food, etc. And it's always in my truck.
Wow.
So I'm always in my truck, and I don't know how many times when somebody's locked out of their car and I have a hanger in my car, people don't know, but that hanger was in there to pick your locks out of your car. You know, it's not in there because I had clothes hanging on it. You know, and that's just being prepared. I mean, you know, it can be really fun and impressive sometimes. Somebody needs a pliers. I always have a pliers. I always have a Band-Aid. You know, no matter where I'm at. And then at home, I have food for, you know, for myself for about 2 months.
Wow.
And it's stuff that it's like cans of soup that have vegetables and protein in them and noodles. So I've got carbs, and it's things that are like, I can throw 8 of them in a backpack, you know? And right or wrong, in my truck, I carry a stove and propane in the back of my truck. I've built a camper in the back of my truck, so it's like a raised platform that fits the 5-gallon water jugs and a 5-gallon water bucket. And I carry a stove and, you know, lots of random things. I can stop and camp anytime if I wasn't planning to camp. I can sleep in the back of my truck, I can open the windows. I've got water, I've got food. I've even prepared, and this is really extreme, but like on September 11th, like I packed a 5-gallon bucket with 10 pounds of rice and some soup and some salt and pepper and hot sauce and Worcestershire sauce, and I can make anything taste like Worcestershire sauce, you know. So, I mean, and I got a bucket, and it's a grab and go. So, you know, if I don't have time to pack a bucket, I can grab a bucket in my bag and bounce, you know, if I had to bail. Is it obsessive? Yeah, I mean, it's extreme. I normally wouldn't tell you this. You'd never know this by me walking around the street. But I'm sharing it because I love my mom, and she wants my help, so I'm sharing it with you.
I have a question, if I can ask. Did you learn all the strategy from somebody, or is it your own kids that you created?
You will make your own kit.
Okay.
You will decide what level. You may not make a grab and go bucket.
Because I don't have a dry bag.
You can buy them for $6, and they're awesome.
No, I mean dry bag, like.
I know,
but,
$6.
No, I don't mean the bag. I mean the content of the.
I know. Listen, I would highly recommend that you make something for your purse, and it doesn't have to be this big. It can be.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. It doesn't have to be much. 2 AA batteries, 2 AAA batteries, a bag of Band-Aids, and antibiotic ointment, and you know, whatever it is.
I think it's incredible, and so many people. I'm sure you've been helping so far.
I've been a bit of a toolkit for a lot of people. Yeah.
I figured.
So what I would say is, if you're okay, like I gave them bug out bags for Christmas with freeze dried food and flares and like batteries and you know, some of the chemical heat packs. And you know, they put them in their car in the winter, and I feel better. It's got jumper cables and those things. Those kinds of gifts, while somebody may not appreciate it, you know, that's me being selfish.
But you know what? It's kind of common sense to have.
It's no brainer.
But to have jumper cables in a vehicle, there are so many people that don't, and it.
Yeah.
We did that for our kids, but you know, emergency stuff for each of their vehicles because they're not going to think of it.
If it's just a first aid kit and jumper cables, you've already taken one step. That's where I started. You know, man, this is scary. Like I said, I have a guy that worked for the CIA for 12 years, and he trains with me. He trains in Krav Maga with me, and now he's like, he's always sharing ideas and sending emails of lists and YouTube videos and things like that, right? And it's like, it starts with buying a first aid kit. And then, well, that'll get you thinking, well, I can handle this situation easily. Well, you know, now I gotta get water and a chemical heater and a blanket. So if I, you know, and then it just continues to grow. It's never spending a lot of money or anything like that. It's going into like a Save-A-Lot or an Aldi. I don't know if you're all familiar with these like cheap grocery stores. And buying a case of beans. Buying an extra case of beans, it costs you $5, but you could feed your family for 3 days in an emergency situation, in a storm. You're not gonna have to run to the store. I've got 50 cans of chicken, vegetable, and rice soup where I can eat 2 of those cans a day and survive for, God, weeks, right? And it's really easy. I can eat it cold. I don't need electricity for it. All I need is a can opener.
Yep.
So it's extreme, I know. And normally, but like I said, you'd never know.
You know,
if I didn't
it's
tell you.
extreme, but it's kind of nice to be a person like that. So you are safe in any situation.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to be around, with a person that does it extreme.
Well, yeah.